Good afternoon, Fantasy Bay. Mike Williams here with another Week 16 game preview. And I know that my surroundings look a little different because I'm on vacation. And I still need to get you these videos because dedicated to the game. I got to make sure that y'all have the requisite information you need to win your chip. So let's get it started. Today we're going to be talking about the Chiefs and the Bears. The over-under is 45. The spread is -4.5. And we're going to start with those Chiefs. This one's pretty simple. You're starting Patrick Mahomes. He's a beast. I can't see a logical reason why I would ever bench him unless he was full on really injured. Tyreek Hill, he's a monster. One of the fastest people in the world, fastest guy in the league. You start him every week. Sammy Watkins hasn't been relevant in forever, so don't even look at him. Or Demarcus Robinson, you don't want to look at him either. That being said, I say this every time. Miko Hartman could always score a touchdown. He's fast as hell. So if you need a flyer and there's nobody else on the waiver wire, Miko Hartman could always possibly get you 70 yards and a touchdown. I'm not touching the backfield at all. I don't trust any of them, to be honest with you. But I think worst comes to worst, LaShawn McCoy could be a low end flex play, possibly. But I'm not risking that in my championship personally. Everybody's starting Kelsey, so I'm going to keep moving on that one. He's one of the best tight ends in the league. And I think that you can play the Chiefs defense against the Bears because the Bears offensively don't really scare me. Their run game is pretty trash at this point. Let's get to that Bears game. Mitchell Trubisky. I like Mitchell Trubisky in general, just as a player. I think he's been playing a lot better lately, and he's been using his legs a lot more, which I believe is very good for his fantasy value. That being said, I don't believe that this is going to be a good matchup for him. The Chiefs are actually pretty solid against the quarterback. In the last 5 games, they've been the best team in the league against the quarterback. Mind you, they played Denver, but they also played New England and Oakland and the Chargers. So, I mean, it's not the worst teams I've ever seen, but Denver was in there, so they're pretty garbage. So I'm benching Mitch Trubisky, but Allen Robinson, I believe, is a fine start. I've been down Allen Robinson for too long. He's a top 10 play. He's been beastly, even though the secondary for the Chiefs has been on point. In the last 8 games, they've been number 1. Last 5 games, they were number 2. Over the year, they're number 4. So they're beasting it up right now against the wide receiver. I don't think that Allen Robinson has a crazy blow-up game, but I do think that he is a low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2. Anthony Miller's been on fire. I have him as a flex play. He's been beasting it up. I know that the Chiefs are good against the wide receiver, but I do believe Anthony Miller should still have a solid role in the offense. David Montgomery, God, due to how much he's going to touch the ball, I think you can start him. I'd play him as like a flex play, but I'm not too happy and or confident about it, to be honest with you. So if you have a better option, do not be afraid to sit David Montgomery. Tariq Cohen, I actually have Tariq Cohen as a flex play as well. He's going to catch the ball and remain relevant. And I don't want to start the Bears defense against Patrick Mahomes. So let's move on to the next matchup. I'm doing 2 matchups this time. The second one's going to be the Vikings versus the Packers. Un momento, por favor. All right. We have... All right. So the Vikings. Vikings versus Packers, 45.5%, not percent, 45.5 over under. The spread's -4.5. Vikings. Let's start with those Vikings. I like Kirk Cousins. I think he's talented, and he should have a fine game. I don't have him as a top 12 play, but he's right outside that top 12. Going against the Packers. The Packers have been very good against the quarterback. So I don't think that Kirk Cousins is a great play, but he does have his requisite weapons back. Adam Thielen's back. I like Adam Thielen. I don't think that I don't think that last week was representative of what he's going to be moving forward. It was his first game back. He wasn't playing as many snaps. I think he gets more involved in the offense. Adam Thielen is very talented, so I have him as a wide receiver too. Stephon Diggs, I also have as a wide receiver too, but I have him as a high upside wide receiver too. He's This guy is amazingly talented, and normally his only downfall is his health, and he seems to be healthy, so you can definitely fire up Stephon Diggs. He's a beast. The Dalvin Cook situation, if Dalvin Cook plays, you could play him. You have to worry about injury a little bit, but you can play him. I don't think he plays, and I don't think Alexander Madison plays either. So watch out for the report. But if Alexander Madison does not play, I believe that Mike Boone is going to be the guy that's going to step in. And if Mike Boone is the only guy, and there is no Alexander Madison, and there is no Dalvin Cook, I think that Mike Boone is going to be a beast, like a top 5, top 10 play this week if he is alone in the backfield. Um, Kyle Rudolph, I'm not trying to start since Adam Thielen's back. When Adam Thielen is gone, Kyle Rudolph gets a lot more love, but as of right now, that's not how that's working. So we have let's go on to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a startable play this week. I think he'll be fine. Divisional matchup. I'm sure he'd like to win because they need to win to take the division crown. So this is a very important game, and I don't normally see Aaron Rodgers not perform when it really matters. So I think that he has a fine game against the Vikings. Plus, their secondary has been pretty beat up. The Vikings have been very good against the quarterback, but not as good against the wide receiver. They've been the third best defense against the quarterback for the last 8 games and the last 5 games. So I think that they're going to be a little rough on Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is a beast. So I still think he has a fine game. I don't think he has a blow up game, but I think he has a fine game somewhere around 16 to 22 points. Devontae Adams is a must start. He's a beast. You don't touch any of the other wide receivers on this team, though. No, thank you. Next, we're going to do the running backs. I think that Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams are both playable. Aaron Jones as a running back 1, low-end running back 1, high-end running back 2. Jamal Williams as a flex play. I do believe that his last 2 weeks he's been playing pretty terrible. He's only had 8 attempts, 7 attempts. That's a decent amount of attempts. He's just not getting the receptions. The problem is, Aaron Jones is barely getting the receptions either. Actually, in the last couple of games, he's been getting a couple. So if Jamal Williams isn't going to get the receptions, he's going to not be as viable as he had previously been earlier in the year. So, yeah, low-end flex play if he's not getting the catches. So you may not want to play him. Not touching Jimmy Graham. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And I'm not touching the Packers defense. So that's going to do it. If you have any questions, hit me up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my social media, and good luck this week. Peace.